A Chinese maritime expert is demanding that the Philippines pay for damage to Chinese Navy and Coast Guard vessels following a collision incident. Here's the report.
Chinese state media outlet Global Times has released a 20-second video showing a China Coast Guard vessel, numbered 3104, and the Philippine Coast Guard's BRP Suluan near Scarborough Shoal. The clip, reportedly taken on August 11, allegedly shows what Beijing calls dangerous maneuvers by the Philippine ship, including repeatedly crossing in front of the China Coast Guard vessel, despite repeated warnings to stay out of Bajo de Masinloc without Beijing's permission. The video also claims the BRP Suluan was moving at high speed during a close-quarter maneuver that China says was highly dangerous. The video was taken before the collision of two Chinese vessels. A Chinese maritime expert claimed that the Philippines should pay damages for the vessels of the Chinese Navy and the Chinese Coast Guard that were allegedly damaged in the incident. In an article by Global Times, the same expert insisted that China has every reason and the right to take all necessary countermeasures. But Maritime Affairs expert J. Batong Bakal countered this, saying that if Beijing insists on making the Philippines pay, they would have to go to court and prove sovereignty over Scarborough Shoal.
Kung sakaling ipipilit niya yan, they'll have to go to court and then they'll have to prove who actually has sovereignty over Scarborough. Di hamak na mas maraming tayong ebidensya kaysa sa kanila.
Batong Bakal also noted China's silence on possible injuries or deaths among the crew of the China Coast Guard following the collision.
Kasi alam nilang mali sila. And they don't want to be accountable for their people until they figure out a way to spin it to, in a credible way.
He urged China to release the full video of the August 11 incident, calling it laughable to suggest that the smaller Philippine vessel was harassing the much larger China Coast Guard ship. The Philippine Navy, meanwhile, has branded Beijing a liar, saying it only seeks to sway public sentiment.
I hope that the leadership of the Chinese Communist Party would be able to look after the welfare of their men and not make them cannon fodder. Hopefully, wala na sa wake. Ay kakalimutan nila, sweep it under the rug, and move on as if nothing happened.